Sugar Bear Lamali. I know it's a little rainy outside. Don't let that bother you. We got two special guests in the building. We're excited to have them. We've been giving away these tickets, Lamali, to the Hot Wing King.
Yeah.
DCPA at the Killstrom Theater. That's a great complex over there. But we have two lead actors here from the production, Terence Archie and Curtis Wiley. Good morning.
Good morning,
hello,
sir.
Hello.
Good morning,
Thanks
y'all.
for
Good
having
morning.
us.
Good morning.
Thank you both for being here. You both are so accomplished. I mean, I'm looking at, because I took some notes, you know what I mean, so to know what you've done and whatnot. There's a lot to name.
Yeah.
So briefly, if you could, introduce yourselves to our audience, what you do and who you are.
You want to go first?
Hey, I'm Terence Archie. I'm in the show The Hot Wing King. I'm playing the role of Cordell.
Okay.
I'm Curtis Wiley, Hot Wing King, playing the role of Dwayne, and I've been in Denver since January.
Oh,
I did
dang.
the Suffragettes murder in the same theater.
Oh, wow.
Earlier this year. So yeah, it's
Very
been
cool.
Been with y'all since January, early January.
You're like a native now.
I feel like a native.
I was going to say.
I feel like a native.
The weather and all. Yeah,
The
right?
weather and all, man. Oh man, this weather.
Talk to me about both of you, your journey, how you got to this place, because there's a lot of steps. People who are in performing arts, there's a lot of things you got to go through. And for our listeners out here, you know what I mean? Talk a little bit about your journey and what got you to here.
Well, for me, it's all rooted in love of storytelling. Like
Nice.
you think like, oh, I never thought, oh, I want to be an actor. I didn't have that language, but I did understand the expressiveness of what we do in this line of work, and just always pursuing it, and then being supported, by community people and family who recognize, like, oh, this boy got a lot of energy, like put him in a drama class, that kind of thing, and then really finding arts programming in school. I grew up in Texas, and there was arts programming in schools when I was a student, and that made a huge impact. Huge impact for me, and then just continuing to follow that based on the idea that I love to do it.
You love it.
Yeah, I love to do it. What about you?
Yeah, I would say similar to you, this love of storytelling. For me, I think it began in kindergarten when I was walking around the room and no one was letting me play with their group of toys. Right? And then I just started crying because I had nowhere to go. I started crying, and then my teacher, Miss Shube, came to me. She said, "Why are you crying, Terrence?" And I said, "Nobody loves me."
Oh, my goodness.
Right, and then so she brought the whole class around me. They circled around me and they gave me a hug and they started to sing a song to me. "We love you, Terrence. We love you, Terrence." So that's how it started.
This happened in Detroit?
This happened in Detroit, right?
That is interesting.
It's a strong core memory, and I just kind of brought it out recently that's where it kind of started, feeling like I can actually have an impact by saying something in public and getting emotional support for it.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's how that happened. And then you're like, okay, you didn't perform. That was your feeling, right?
No, that's
True.
the feeling.
Yeah.
So even part of the way we are telling stories, for instance, right now in The Hot Wing King, really it's all therapy for me. Yeah. It's
Wow.
everything is therapy for me. So whether there's two people in the audience or whether the audience is full, I'm still going to tell my story and live my life on stage.
That's beautiful.
I love that. Okay, so for our listeners out there, can you talk about the Hot Wing King? Tell us the storyline. What's that about?
Oh man, well, it's Katori Hall, written by Katori Hall. She won the Pulitzer Prize in 2021.
We've been saying that over and over.
Oh, you've been saying that? Oh man,
Pulitzer Prize-winning. Yes,
it's a comedy that I like to also remind people it's also a family drama. Mm-hmm. It's an unconventional family. These men who are all friends in each other's lives, trying to figure out and navigate the best way forward for themselves.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. It's wildly funny, and it's also highly emotionally rich and layered. It tells a story of this couple who are essentially trying to have a fun weekend with their friends.
Okay.
And then in the center of that enters a family conflict for one of them, and when that shift happens, what we see are these beautiful people, complicated people, just trying to figure out how to move forward in the best way with each other. And I don't want to spoil it for you.
Don't spoil it.
But it's a really, really beautiful.
That's very
story.
relatable on in everyone's life in some form.
Because life
fashion.
happens, right? You make plans, and then life shows up, and you're
Doesn't
like,
happen
oh,
like you thought it would.
right.
Yeah. Would you like to add to that, or?
Oh, I would certainly agree. I mean, it's a great opportunity, this type of play where characters are constantly confronting each other and demanding to have peace of mind with each other. You have the opportunity to see an infant situation become mature, right, in an hour, in a context of two hours. And we don't really get to do that in everyday life. Sure. Life moves too fast. It's a vigorous agenda of time, you know, but within 2 hours we get to see something small become something great and reveal itself as something great.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about, so the play is very Black, but it's also this like gay relationship, right? And a lot of times as marginalized people, we either get to be one or the other. And if we're both, we're a side character. So can you talk about how important it is to have a story like this in a play that's won a Pulitzer Prize? Like, what does that mean?
I think what you just said really hits the nail on the head. None of these characters are secondary. We're looking at a slice of these people's lives. And Katori Hall wrote this play. It's based upon the life of her brother, life experiences of her brother. So we're treading in actual real life issues. It's remarkable to be able to tell a story, to do a play like this that is a normal, Monday, Tuesday slice of life. And it could be anybody's life. It could be anybody's experience. And just let it play out without it, to your point, without it being minimized or without it being marginalized. These people, you still get all of those personalities and those characters, those big characters, that you would expect from people. It's going to be funny. It's going to be, there's going to be some, strong language, people, friends in the kitchen cooking together, drinking, that kind of thing. But everything is normalized in these people. It's just their life. And it's really beautiful to not have to, be second or third, and a side character that's supposed to be the funny, that's supposed to be the, whatever it is.
Right.
It just is. And it's really, really remarkable.
Nice.
That's beautiful. Can you also talk a little bit about, because we have been saying it's a Pulitzer Prize-winning show, but what does that mean?
Oh, man.
Yeah, what is it?
We talk about it sometimes in a way, but I think we're even closer to it than we're even ready to admit. The way that it changes us, just as actors, as people outside of the stage, we know that when we're on stage, we're bringing ourselves to this. It's a very sensitive place. The Pulitzer lies in that place of vulnerability, where we have to reveal ourselves to an audience that is ready to be revealed onto. It's a very intimate thing, and that's where that Pulitzer quality lies, because it gets us
it's a hard
every
story.
night. It's a hard story. It's athletic to tell. Yeah,
it really is. It's the finest piece of in its idea, right? It's the finest play that was written in that season.
I see.
And what that means ultimately is that the writing warrants this kind of treatment, and which is what I love about the production at DCPA. It's rooted and it's grounded, and it is, while it is funny, it is also a huge family story there at the center of it. This an unconventional family fighting to be together, fighting to stay together. It sort of follows in that tread of beautiful dramatic plays that you read over over your lifetime, or stories that you read over your lifetime. You could pick this play up, in its published form and read it, and I think still be affected by it. The writing is very good. The writing is very good.
Sounds good.
Sold me.
Yeah.
The writing is very good and very funny, and very funny.
That's so funny,
people should come to be ready to laugh, have some wings.
And have some wings. We haven't even needed to talk about the wings yet. We've talked about very important aspects.
We're preparing food.
The wings are a part of it.
So it's real.
So y'all are eating wings.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We cooking. We slinging sauce.
Okay, I love that.
Sauce.
Yes.
So you're so dirty at the end of it.
That's funny. We're talking with Terence Archie and Curtis Wiley. I have a kind of a two-part question before we move on. Tell people how they can, if they want to come check this out. Your mental health. Yeah. We're advocates here for mental health, making sure you take care of it. As men of color, in this space, in this arts, arts is transferable, right? Your art can connect with so many people, right, in what you do. And so as men of color, how important is it that you take care of your mental health? And then also, in telling this story, what have you extracted about your own lives or your individually that you've gotten from this?
Yeah. That's an outsized question, but I'm going to try. Personally, I'll tell you something personal. I grew up, without my dad in the home. And there's a storyline in this play where this father and son are trying to figure out how to best move forward together. And every single night it happens. It just takes me to my core.
I feel it. You're talking about it. I can feel you talking about it. I just feel every single night. Yeah. You see what I mean?
And it's beautiful, but it's also difficult to navigate that. And after the show, and I've told Terence this, after the show, every single performance, all I can do is go stand in the shower. And I might be there, literally, just stand in the shower, hot water, and I just think about my own life, think about what we've just shared, this experience we've just shared with these audiences.
Because it's vulnerable. You have to be so vulnerable in that space.
And for an artist, I think it's a luxury to have this opportunity to just go through these steps every day in this 2-hour play. It's never the same. It's never the same, but sometimes things arrest us, even mid-performance. Ideas and truths start resonating with us, and we find ourselves in a compromising position because we're experiencing something as a human being, as an actor, but we also have to attend to the character in the moment too.
Right.
So that's part of the beautiful and perverse kind of danger, of being on that stage. Yeah.
And it's present.
That's therapeutic.
It is
mental health.
And it's present in the writing. The play is asking that of us.
Okay.
The play is asking
and
that
it's
of us.
sometimes demanding us.
And demanding it of us. And it allows me personally to sort of walk through conversations that I wish I could have had with my dad.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
And you do it over and over,
over and over again.
You know what I mean?
It feels like I am doing it over and over again. It really is, healing in that way.
Wow, that sounds. I mean, I feel like I need to. Yeah, I need to come watch this. My dad wasn't present either. You know what I mean? So, and there's so many other people who connect to this, right?
So many people.
Again, then you get some laughter, and there's so much to it, right? There's a lot of layers here.
Yeah.
One last thing, just talk to our listeners out here. Why should they come see The Hot Wing King?
Well, listen, DCPA, Denver Center for the Performing Arts, is doing an outrageous thing in this community.
The season's been crazy.
The season has been crazy.
Yes.
It's beautiful. The facility is gorgeous. But what they do with outreach, what they do with, it's remarkable to have an arts institution that's thriving in the country right now because so many of them are not. And if you have any inclination to support arts programming, please support DCPA because I'm telling you, theaters all over the country are suffering, bankrupt. It's really, really, really tricky out there. But right here in Denver, you have something that is so special. Beautiful. It's an absolute gift. And come see us. Come hang out with us. Come eat some wings.
Yeah, there will be wings.
Exactly. Take this journey with us. It's beautiful.
I co-sign all of that. And if you want to see yourself, if
Mm.
you want to have an opportunity to just take a break and let someone else hold the burden that you may not see that's in yourself.
Ooh,
if you want
heavy.
that, come and sit back, talk to us, listen. You talk to us by listening. You talk to us by absorbing it, and we bounce that energy off of you, and we all end up healed in some type of way at the end of it. So come check that out.
Yeah,
man. That's beautiful. Terence Archie, Curtis Wiley, starring in The Hot Wing King, DCPA, all the way through May 25th, correct?
Yes, sir.
Killstrom Theater. Thank you for sharing your gift with us and being vulnerable on this microphone and to our platform and our listeners today. Thank you for that.
A pleasure.
Make sure you go check this out. And we'll probably give some more tickets away, coming up this week.
Come on, free tickets.
Listen, we got you. Thank you for joining Sugar Bear Lamali on 104.7 The Drop.